everyone, I'm Miss Betty G with Miss Betty G Reading Libros. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the new To BookTube tag, not to get it confused with the BookTube Newbie tag. It's similar, but it has very different questions. This one was created by Between Chapters. I will add the link to her original video in the description below, along with Brenda C, who did the BookTube Newbie tag because it inspired this questionnaire. So let me go ahead. This is going to be my second video on here. If you did not see my first video, it was an unboxing to the December Outcrate box, which I will also be adding in the description below in case you missed it and maybe you want to see it. I don't know, you have the option. So let me go ahead and get started with the new To BookTube tag. First question, and it is going to be a total of 15 questions. So question number 1, where are you joining us from? I am in sunny SoCal in the United States. How old are you? That is none of your business. But if you have to know, I'm 32. Question number 3, why did you join BookTube? So I have 2 reasons for this. The first being that I have a lot of nieces and nephews from very different ages. Thought it would be fun if they could maybe see somebody that they are related to and that they know be on YouTube and kind of say, hey, if my auntie can do it, I can do it too. Well, that is a very big motivator for me. And then obviously, of course, to get them more excited about books, because when they see that I'm excited about books, they get excited about books. And who knows who else will hopefully get a little bit more excited about books. The second reason, of course, is because I do not have a lot. I do have a good handful of book loving friends, but not a lot. And that is something that I do enjoy from watching BookTube videos, is listening to other people's reviews and discussing different books and giving recommendations. I have grown my TBR so much just from watching other booktubers, and I want in on that. So that is the second reason. Question number 4, what is the meaning behind your channel name? So like I said in the beginning, my channel name is Miss Betty G Reading Libros, and the Miss Betty G part is to connect it with my Instagram page, and the mids because I'm just extra like that, and the Reading Libros is because I wanted it to be Spanglish, because I do a lot of Spanglish. So you'll probably hear me just start talking in Spanish or English, or just I'll even make up some words sometimes, and somehow you'll understand me. At least I hope you'll understand me. People usually do. So I wanted something that will show that personality just based off of the name, which I hope is what people are getting from that. Okay, question number 5, what type of books do you read or want to talk about here? So I'm a mood reader for sure. I'm all over the place. I try to kind of read a little bit of every genre. I don't really, my favorites change all the time. So sometimes I'm really big into biographies, historical fiction. This last year I read a lot of historical fiction and a lot of fantasy and young adult. But I also read some middle grade, and I try to get into horror. I cannot for the life of me get into sci-fi, so I'm still kind of trying to find that sci-fi book I might be able to get into, but haven't gone there yet. But yeah, I am all over the place. It's just whatever mood I'm in. Question number 6. Who are some of your favorite authors? That is a hard question to answer because it's kind of the same as what kind of books I want to talk about. I'm all over the place. So at the moment, I have been very much obsessed with Frederick Backman. I started with The Man Called Uwe, and I loved it. And then so after that, I started looking for more of his books. So I've been reading mostly all of them. I think I've read so far. What's the last book you read. I recently finished Crazy Rich Asians on audiobook. Loved it. I'm obsessed with it, and I'm going to be doing China Rich Girlfriend next for sure. But I definitely, if you watched just the movie and didn't read the book, you definitely got to get into the book. Question number 8. What are you currently reading? So I tend to read multiple books at a time. Again, I'm a mood reader. I'm moody. So I am currently in the middle of a few. I am listening on audiobook to Yes, My Accent is Real by Kunal Nayar. He plays Raj in the Big Bang Theory sitcom. He's hilarious there, and he's hilarious in his book, so I'm enjoying that. It's really short. It's like 13 hours. So if you are a fan of the Big Bang Theory and the Raj character, I definitely would recommend that. I have a book club, a very small book club. There's 3 of us, but we're freaking amazing. And we are currently starting Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister by Gregory Maguire, I think. So we are just getting into that. Again, fantasy, fun, retelling. It's a retelling of Cinderella from the perspective of one of the stepsisters. So that's what I'm doing with my book club. For myself, I am currently reading Britt Marie Was Here by Frederick Backman, and I'm finishing Hocus Pocus in the sequel. I started that in October, and I kind of just put it down and forgot about it, and I've been back and forth with it, but I'm determined to finish it this month, hopefully. I'm pretty sure I will. I'm confident. I have like maybe 50 pages left. So question number 9. What do you use for bookmarks? So I use bookmarks. I have a lot, but I do have various bookmarks that I purchase, or because all of my friends and family know that I'm a big time bookworm. They will go out somewhere and they'll come across a bookmark and they'll bring it to me and gift it to me. Sometimes I'm a big time just bookmark person, collect them, and when I pick a book, I do kind of like look through them and see which bookmark I feel might go with the book, because I'm weird like that. I don't know. So yeah, I have a lot of bookmarks. Maybe I can show you guys those in the future, because I have a lot. Show us your current TBR pile. Yeah, that's probably gonna be another video, because I have a lot that I do want to get to for sure. Are going to be the books that I received last year in the Outcrate boxes. I really want to get those done next month, hopefully no later than that. Which do you prefer, hardcover or paperback? I prefer, if I'm going out and I'm taking a book with me, I prefer to take a hardcover, because I feel like it's safer in my purse versus the paperback. But if I'm at home, I prefer to read a paperback, because I don't do heavy lifting, as you can see, and books get heavy after a while, especially when you sit and read for anything over an hour. Your arms get tired, and you have to keep repositioning yourself. So yeah, but I like both hardcover and paperback. I'm not a big, I don't really care for the look and size. As you can maybe see, my bookshelf has no organization back there. So I just love books. So this question, ebooks or physical books? Physical books, always, no questions. But I'm not a big ebook fan. So physical books, yeah, always. So owning or borrowing. So before, I used to always have roommates, and I didn't have a lot of space for myself, so I would borrow mostly. But then I got my own place and decided what better place to live than a library. So now I purchase because I can, and because I have the space. Even if I have a little corner, as long as my books can breathe, I'm happy. They're there, they make me feel good. So what book or series got you into reading? This varies because my relationship with reading has been very back and forth, back and forth. Like I get really into reading, then I get out of reading, and then I get really into reading. The books that I did fall in love with as a child that, you know, made me a reader was The Secret Garden, Lord of the Flies, A Child Called It. As a young adult, I got back into reading with the House of Night series and the Dollenganger series. Then I started my book club, which I mentioned earlier, and we read The Book Thief. Those are definitely books that help keep pushing me and bringing me back to that love for books. How did you discover BookTube? I actually came across BookTube from a Rip It or Ship It recommendation video. I don't remember who the booktuber was. I just know that was the name of the tag. It was Rip It or Ship It, and there was something in the thumbnail that caught my attention to say, "What's this?" And I went in there, and then I kept hearing the person say BookTube, 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 and I was like, what is BookTube? And this was last year, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. So this was last year when I first discovered BookTube. And after that, after watching that video, I started looking up, I searched BookTube. And then all these different channels came up and all these different videos, and then I just started binge watching all these different channels, and it's all history from there. And now here I am. Question number 14. What challenges do you think you'll face with your own channel? So for me, I think that it would be maybe feeling intimidated. I know a lot of people read a really large amount of books in like a month. The hype of new releases and debut novels, and kind of like just wanting to be in the loop of all that, but then not have reading at the same pace as everyone else. And I mean, I know everyone does their own thing, reads at their own pace, but it's still, you can't help but kind of feel like, I'm not in the loop, and the pressure of wanting to be in the loop. I know that's going to be a challenge for me. It's just like feeling maybe a little bit intimidated because I'm not, all up in the business, and, and I'm always late to the party, which, I mentioned in my last video. Question number 15. Where else can we find you? Like I mentioned earlier, I am on Instagram. Also, I don't really use Twitter that often, but I'm trying to get back into the habit of, not really get back into the habit because I never really used Twitter. So I'm trying to get into Twitter. I have an account on there. I have Goodreads, and I will put the links to all of that below in case someone for some reason wants to follow me. I do post mostly on Instagram bookish related content, and the goal is to do the same on Twitter. I want to try and do better with Goodreads. I didn't even really start using Goodreads and doing actual book reviews until last year. So yeah, and there's also Snapchat, but I don't really post bookish content on that. I'm kind of more just my day-to-day, and it's not very entertaining. It's mostly selfies, to be honest. So I don't think I will put that on there unless you want to follow me on Snapchat. Then you can ask me, and maybe, I don't know. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you like and subscribe for more content from me. Thank you so much for your time.